Hi, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations, and this video is designed to give you a good look at this Nishijin Sophia Diana Pachinko machine. This one's a little bit different than a lot of the ones that you see on eBay. Well, it's substantially different than most of the ones you see on eBay, in the sense that this one has been fully restored. Most of the pachinko machines that are offered on eBay have never been touched. They're dirty, they don't necessarily work, and so on. This is a fully restored machine. We'll get into that in just a second. But what I meant about being a little bit different is this is a little different system for handling the balls than most of the other pachinko machines do. Most of the time, this unit is designed to swing out. This unit is actually part of, it's contained within this frame, so it will swing out when you open the frame. But the ball handling mechanism is all in here. So with it open now, you can see how clean the inside of the machine is. When I do a full restore, everything that you see comes off of the machine. That includes the nails, all the plastic parts, all the metal parts, everything comes off. The only way that you can get the smoke residue and the body oil and all the other grunge out of these machines is to completely disassemble them and clean them thoroughly. So that's what's been done. This over in this area here gets all taken apart. That was black when I first got this machine. They're they're pretty disgusting. This one's neat. You get a window into where the jackpot is, and you can see that action when you win. There are two lights on the machine. There's a light back in here that'll light when you do win. I'll show you that in just a minute. And there's a light back here that will light up this red plastic, letting you know that you need to put more balls in. This is considered a recycler, a Model A machine, and what that means is that a losing ball stays with the machine. It doesn't drop out of the machine like the other kinds of pachinkos. So with this particular machine, you don't have to add balls to the machine all that often. Once you load up 300, 400, 500 balls, you can play quite a while before you ever have to put any more balls into the machine. So we'll get it closed up here, and I'll show you the machine in action, and then I'll turn it around and show you the guts behind it. So that was a win. It went in what's called a pocket versus a tulip. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets, 2 tulips, and then there's a big tulip up here also. So normally when you if you get it in here, it will open the tulips, and when the tulips are open, they're a lot easier to win rather than them being closed. It's a little more difficult to get a ball into a closed tulip rather than an open one. Now that noise you just heard is the balls in the upper tray dropping into the recycle tray, and I'll show you that when I turn it around. So these are the balls that you would start out with, a player would start out with. So he's betting one ball. So that obviously is a losing ball. So the player is betting one ball in an effort to put it in one of these areas and then win 14 balls. So there was no legalized gambling there still is no legalized gambling in Japan. So these are played like our arcades here in the United States, where you would get tickets as a prize. You get pachinko balls as a prize, but then you turn the pachinko balls in for a physical prize. It's not done with cash. That's the way they do it. But it is a family-oriented pastime. The nice thing about pachinko is that any age can play a pachinko machine. As long as you can do this, you can play pachinko. There is some technique to it, of course, but there's really not any skill involved. So let me turn it around. Oops. Sorry about that. I just kicked my camera stand and drop the cell phone on the floor. So there's the back of it. There is a catch box down here. Occasionally a ball, for varying reasons, will drop out of the machine, and if you decide to empty the machine, then all of the balls would drop down here. So this little catch box is designed to catch the ball, any ball that comes out. But normally they go into the supply tray up here. They queue up in this area. They get held right here. That noise you heard is when the middle tray said, hey, I need some more balls, and a weight transfer allows this to open and let some balls into this tray. A losing ball comes back from the machine into the tray rather than dropping out of the machine. So as long as this tray has balls in it, it's going to feed down into the area where the jackpot is. And again, you can look through that little glass window there and see it tip, drop the balls out, and then reset, and balls come back in. So all of this plastic gets taken off. Again, it gets absolutely filthy with smoke residue and body oil and dirt, and they get quite rusty. So all of the plastic gets thoroughly cleaned. I wax the plastic so that it will continue to stay nice looking and not get dirty again. All of the wood gets, this wood gets all sanded down, polyurethane. All the rust gets taken off the metal. All of the brass gets cleaned back up again. The brass gets very dull on these machines, so I clean the brass all up again. Make sure the electrical system works properly. This is powered by a single 9-volt battery. They're just two 9-volt bulbs. That's all it is. You don't have to plug them in. The one thing that you're going to want to do if you purchase the machine is make a decision as to how you're going to actually have it in your home. Some people just put feet on the machine, and by feet I mean a board about 8 inches long or so here and here, just nailed or screwed onto the bottom of the machine. They would stick out 3-4 inches on each side so that the machine had stability. Right now this is very, very floppy. You wouldn't want to have it like that. It would tip over quite easily. Or as I did in my home, I built a cabinet around this, about this deep, mounted the cabinet on the wall, and then slid the machine into it, and then screwed it in. So this frame is red mahogany. When the Japanese built these, they did rough cut. These were mass produced, so there wasn't a lot of finished detail. These have been all sanded down, planed down, so they're nice and smooth. A couple of coats of polyurethane put on them so that they'll stay nice and dry. Again, the hardware is all clean so that there's no rust, and sprayed with a clear finish so it won't rust again. So it's quite a challenge to take them all apart and get them clean and get them all put back together so that they actually work again. But it is fun. I enjoy doing it. You would need to buy some Pachinko balls. I recommend anywhere from 300 to 500. Most Pachinko machines will handle close to 1,000, but for all intents and purposes, 300 to 500 would be plenty, especially in a machine like this that's a recycler. If you have ever seen any videos of the Japanese playing these machines, this is the way they play. They just launch one ball after another. I don't find it to be any fun that way. I prefer to launch one ball and kind of watch and see if it's going to win. You can see it left that one open, and at the same time then triggers this one to open, so now it makes it easier to win because the tulips are open. This one has glass. It had glass when I acquired it. Most of the time the vintage Pachinko machines will have plexiglass. The original glass long since broken over the 45 years of its life. I do not know if this is original glass. It is it's only cut from here to here. There's no glass behind this, so it's different than a full-size piece of glass in the normal frame. We will do our best to get this packaged up so that the glass will not break. We do a good job with our shipping. We've never had any machines arrive at anyone's home that didn't work because they were damaged. Sometimes we have to tweak them a little bit, but that's what I'm here for. I will give you 24/7 support on the machine, whether it's a phone call or an email, or usually when we set the machines up, I like to call the owner and use FaceTime or Skype or something like that so that we can get them set up and working real quick. So thank you for watching, and hope this ends up in your home. Thank you.